in.
Going
We
to sleep.
finishing. I'm going to sleep right now. The show is over. It's done.
That's cool though. That's cool.
uh, but it's.
I
I mean,
think
it just
that's
makes
so
you
cool.
feel. I guess it reminds me of
It's
being
like,
home. With
yeah,
the
well, I
zinc group.
mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I'm listening to 'em right now. Like
Mm-hmm.
I hear the cars passing and so to me it's more sounding like white noise. That
Okay.
I like.
You like
That'll
white
knock me
noise.
out instantly. Yeah. I like white noise.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to our show. This is Into the Woods with Dwayne.
This is Danita. Hi everyone.
And hopefully you guys had a great week and ready for the weekend. And we're actually getting ready to go into a new month coming up here
Yeah.
in a few days. Hard to believe that we are now getting into May, the fifth month of the year. But Into the Woods, we are the Woods, and as I said, Dwayne and Danita, and there are six of us. And we, as we talk, we hope that you get to know and hear about us, and you can identify with some of the things that we say. And then we come
Right.
out of the woods together. So into the woods, right? We're talking about ourselves, talking about our what's going on in our world. We're talking about what's going on in our lives. And as we learn, we get to come out of the woods together. You get it? Into the woods, out of the woods. Anyway, so what's up, Danita? How was your week?
Oh my goodness. I'm tired. I
You
am very
tired?
tired. Yeah. The last time we spoke, because we both been doing some things, and last week I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm too tired. The last time we spoke, I started my new job.
That's
Guys,
right. That's right. You got to tell us about that. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So this is week number
this,
2.
this is week number 3.
Is it 3? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Has it
three
been that
weeks
long?
already.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
So
we'll talk.
that's why I'm
We'll talk more
tired.
about that. You're tired.
Oh,
They
what?
got you hopping.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think part of it has to do with I get up at like 4 in the morning
Hmm.
because I have to
Okay.
get there early. So yeah, yeah. So we'll
Oh
talk.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. All right. So
Mhm.
jobs going. What anything else happened this week for you, or just kind of getting used to the
That
job?
that's it. I can't squeeze anything else in right now because of the new job and schedule and everything. Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
no, nothing new except that.
Nothing new. Okay. All right. Fair
Mhm.
enough.
Yeah.
Well,
What
for
about you?
me, it's been a good week. I'm trying to think anything major happened this week. Not really. Last weekend, Charmaine and I did a couple of presentations here in town, so that was
Okay.
fun. And then we've just been getting ready to graduate from eighth grade and all the
Oh,
things that are
wow.
surrounding that. We've got class trip coming up. We've got there's just all kinds of things happening. We had our
Mhm.
spring concert last night, so everybody,
Okay.
all the academy kids were over there and they were singing. Um, yeah, and just being in the media space and learning and growing and so
Yeah.
you probably see some of our stuff out there, so that's been cool.
Okay, nice. Nice.
Hmm.
You got a lot going on. Guys, this guy has a lot going on. Trust when I tell you.
A lot of good stuff, a lot of good
Uh,
things, a lot of good things.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
okay.
always good. Always good.
Always good. All right, so let's do it. Let's come on,
Yes.
bring us up to speed. What's been going? So 3 weeks ago, well, 4 weeks ago, you left
Mm.
one job. You were off for a week, I think,
Yes.
right? And then you
Yes.
started a new job, and this is week
Uh-huh.
number 3 of the new
This
job.
week number 3 of the new
Okay,
job.
so tell us what's been going on. What's happening on the job?
Oh, my brain is everything about me is tired. My brain is tired. My body is tired. It's just a lot to learn. Going in, one of the people that are there, one of the staff members, she's about to go on maternity leave. So it's like you have to learn everything like right now. And I'm like, oh my god, it's a whole new system. And then I got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Listen. So I come in, I literally come in and I'm in bed at 7. That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. But I
Hmm.
mean, it's nice,
Mm-hmm.
but I just have not gotten used to it yet. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but I have not gotten used to it yet.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Wow. So
So,
that's yeah. Okay, so 7 o'clock, get up 4 o'clock in the morning, get to the job, boom, boom, boom,
mhm,
learning. So
mhm.
the things that you're doing now, are they much different than what you used to do?
Yes,
Okay.
because I am doing physicians billing now, right? It's a
Mm.
little different, scheduling and that kind of thing. Before I was doing government. So literally it was in the system. I just dealt with uh, the government agencies directly. I didn't have to go in and make calls, talk to I didn't have to do any of that.
Hmm.
Then talk. So now I have to speak to the physicians, make sure that they're scheduling correctly, tell them when it's, you're double booking here, you don't have time here, you got to move it. Dr. Wood, like, can y'all pay attention to your schedule? So it's stuff like that. And if,
Hmm.
I don't know, I've asked you before, the Epic billing system. Have you
Hmm.
heard of it?
I've heard of it.
So
We
that's what we
used it in. I'm trying to think where we were, but that's been years and years ago.
Yeah, so that's what I'm using now, and it's
Hmm.
different. So let me put it this way. I've been there 3 weeks and I've learned Epic, right? The way it is now.
Hmm.
As of tomorrow, it's changing completely. So now
Ooh,
I
so you
have
gotta
to
learn something
learn the
else.
new version. So I was like, oh my gosh, can I get a break over here? But I guess
Right.
I guess that's good because everybody else has to learn it as well. So it's
Hmm.
not like, I'm pulling up the rear, right?
Right.
Everybody's in the same position right now going forward. So it's okay. I've taken to making myself a manual. Like I'll type stuff, snapshot it, put it in. So you know when you go to the stores and you try and like for dummies,
Yeah.
like the books. I'm
Hmm.
making one of those,
You
like
make
a
one of those for
personal one
yourself.
for myself because I need it the step by step because when some people when they're teaching you, they
Hmm.
literally go click, 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 do this, and I'm like, That's not gonna work. I
Hmm.
need a point of reference because when you're not here, I'm gonna just be clicking all over the place and doing the wrong thing. So I'm
Hmm.
like, you know what? Let me make my own little manual. So they saw me making them like, oh, that's so cool. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm trying to tell you from before. You need to have something like this because then I can work by myself, right?
Hmm.
I can just go back to what I've seen and the notes I've taken and do the work
Right.
faster. But without it, you can't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was
Okay.
one of the fights I had with management. Like, dude, like we learn differently. Are you not hearing me telling you you need to print stuff? Like,
Hmm.
is that like really going over your head? So when I make a mistake and then you looking at me and I'm looking at you, I'm like, I told you.
That I
You're not
needed. Yeah.
listening.
Needed it written. Okay.
so
Cool. Cool. All right.
so it's coming along. It's coming along.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scheduling. Yeah. That's a issue. Yeah. I know. My team.
Yeah, y'all need to
I've got
cut
a
it
great
off.
team, and they
Okay.
get me in and out of rooms, and sometimes I'm in there a
Mhm.
long time. Like, hey,
Yeah, it's
well,
time
there's
to
one.
go.
So we've come up with all kind of different things. Now we just kind of build into the schedule that okay, there are certain patients that we know is gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while
Yeah,
in there.
yeah, yeah. Because I noticed sometimes certain visits they have a basic time limit,
Hmm.
but they change it. They change it, I guess, based on the patient. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
and it's interesting when you go into a room, everybody thinks okay, so say I've got 5 people on the schedule, and I've got a diabetic, a thyroid patient, and this because I do endocrinology. So diabetic, I got a thyroid patient, adrenal, another diabetic, and maybe something else. And so everybody thinks, well, you go in, you talk for 15 minutes with the diabetic, you come out, you go into the next one, you talk to them, fine, you come out, talk to the next one, fine, right? And so if your day went like that, of course, you probably could see all those patients at the right time in their schedule and get them throughout, right? But what
Right.
happens is you go into the diabetic and you didn't even get to talk about diabetes yet, but they are starting to talk about something else going
Other.
on in their lives, right? So you got to deal with that before you even talk about the diabetes. So
Every.
now, you're 5 minutes over on that one, and then you come out of the room, and before you get into the next room, a patient is in the hospital, and so they call to ask you a question. So you got to stop to answer that question. So by the time you get into the next room, you're 6 minutes, 7 minutes
Over.
behind, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so as you go, it's adding up. And so all the patients who are in the room, they think that, hey, you should be able to just come in at my time and talk with me. But when you go into the room, their time, they're talking about something else already.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
it kind of
So.
goes back and forth. So it's an interesting thing. And we have times that we try to do in our office. By the time a patient
Mhm.
hits the door to the time they leave, we try to get a certain time, but invariably something happens, and
Yeah.
so we deal with it.
I'm
So
learning. I'm learning. You guys are crazy, and y'all are loud too. Y'all are loud. Doctors are loud.
are we?
What? Well, because of where I'm sitting, I am actually in the hospital on the floor where like the patients come in. So it's like a little nook in the corner. Like they made a makeshift office. So you hear the doctors walking by and talking about diagnoses and DNA. I heard one doctor say, something not right. The DNA not matching. I'm like, ooh. But you guys are loud.
Yeah, yeah. I guess it comes with the
Uh-huh.
territory.
I
So,
guess. I guess. But it's interesting. It's fun. It's fun
well,
to see
cool, cool.
everybody hustling and bustling in all
Hmm.
in the hospital. So yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, it's
And
a
it's on
whole
a
new
hill.
subculture in the hospital. I mean, just
It is.
yeah, yeah. It's a
Yeah. You got a nurse click. You got the little orderly click. Everybody got a click. You could tell too. Like, cause they looking at you like, who are you? I'm not saying nothing to you until they see someone like another nurse, and then it's like they just run off at the mouth. So I don't think I'm gonna make any kind of friends here
of course
because
you are.
first of all, I am away from everyone, and then when I come out, I don't have time to really mingle. So
Well, it
I'm
takes
not
effort.
gonna.
It takes effort, and that's I was reading no, not reading. I was watching a video on
Uh-huh.
how to make friends as an adult. Because when you're a kid,
It's
your
easy.
friends, it's built into what you do that you will make friends, right? So you're in kindergarten
Mhm.
and school, and so you're with these people all the time,
Yeah, so you're gonna
and
make
the
friends.
so you make friends. But when you get to be an adult, you have to be intentional, and particularly like you said, if you're in a job where it's not a natural interaction with people, like you're doing one
Mhm.
thing, even though you're around people, you're doing your
Mhm.
thing. If you're not
Mhm.
careful, then you can be in that environment and you don't connect with anybody. So it's another interesting, and
Yeah.
you, I mean, this was an entire course on how to make friends as an adult. I mean, it's crazy, but
Really?
hmm
Well, I'm gonna say it's gonna be difficult because, like I'm saying, I'm away. I'm literally, I am on the floor, but
hmm
away from everyone. Like, and when I go into the little office and close the
hmm
door, that's it.
hmm okay,
I only come out when I need to speak to my director, and then I go
hmm
back in and do what I need to do. Then I come out
right,
for lunch.
okay,
There really is no time to be intentional
right,
to speak to anybody unless somebody is in my office, which
Right.
that too, it all week I've been in there by myself because everybody else works from home.
Okay.
So yeah, hello.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah. So I think it can be done, but it might be a little challenging.
Very.
It'll be a little challenging. So
Yeah, yeah,
cool.
yeah. So, but it's
All right.
cool. It's cool. It's cool. Uh,
Um. Okay. So you're doing that, and so how are you adjusting to the new schedule in life? I mean, so you're going to bed at 7 and getting up at
mm.
4, and you're at work right the whole time. So how is that affecting not your non-work life?
What non-work life? There is no non-work life. Just sleep on the weekend, maybe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, so now
Oh,
you're
I mean, I really
there
don't
is
want to
none.
do anything. I want to sleep. My friend,
Yeah.
my bed is my friend. That's it.
Hmm.
We come in and speak to each other. It asks me, "Where have you been?" I'm like, "Don't worry, I'm coming." Like
Hmm.
that's it. That's it. I don't really, I don't want to do anything. It's not that I don't have opportunities to.
Hmm. Right.
I don't want. I'm tired. Not only do I have to get up at 4 o'clock, the hospital's up a hill. Right. And so I gotta
Right.
walk up a hill and then it plateaus and it's an listen. I
Hmm.
guess it is gonna take some time. Ask me this again maybe in June.
Okay.
I might have another answer for you.
Right. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Fair
so
enough.
it,
Wow.
it's a lot. It's very it's everything is different. I'm
Hmm.
right by Pros no Central Park.
Okay. Well, pretty cool.
So, I don't know if you know that area is kind of hilly.
Hmm. I do.
But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, so yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. The good thing is there's no stores, so I can't shop.
You can't spend any money.
Which which means I'm going to save money.
Woohoo! And you're gonna be going to bed early, getting up early, going to work, so you don't have time to spend any money.
You understand? I'm
Right,
not gonna know what to do. I'm gonna look at my account and be like, oh, okay, this is what it's supposed to look like.
right.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah, but,
how is this impacting you being a creator in the creator space? How's
ooh,
that
my
impacting
make
you?
this one up. Um, I haven't been creating, which is not cool because I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired. I think about my stuff. I go in and
Hmm.
look at it. Everything that we talked about prior to me getting. I'm just so tired,
Right. Right.
and that's not really going to work. So I don't know. I gotta hurry up and get acclimated because it's like you said, it's May. We had other goals and stuff, and I mean, you don't beat yourself over it, but still,
Hmm.
I want to actually get going with them and execute them.
Right.
So
Right.
right now, I'm not doing anything but going to work and sleep.
Okay.
That's it.
And that is a part of when we think about our lives, the ebbs and flows. I mean, those
Hmm.
are the seasons that we go through,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
being aware that there are going to be seasons where there are different priorities that we will have, um, particularly if, for instance, being a creator is something that you do in addition to your day job, right? So there are
Right.
people who,
Right.
I mean, they don't have a day job, if you will. I mean, that their
Hmm.
creator space is their job. And so they
Right.
spend a lot of time doing that. And I have to tell myself that as well, because there are sometimes I see other people doing things. I'm like, man, look at all the things that they're doing. And I can remember,
Hmm.
well, that's what they do. They wake up in the morning and they creating, and they all day creating, and they go to sleep and they thinking
Yeah.
about creating. And
Uh-huh.
for us, we got a day job, and then in the midst of all of that, we're creating. And
We
so there are
created.
these ebbs and flows that we will
Yeah.
have and those are the seasons, and we just have to be able to accept the season that we're in,
Mm-hmm.
and not allow it to depress us because we think we're not doing what we're supposed to do. It's a season. You got a new job, for instance, for you got a new job that you're acclimating to, that you're learning. There's a lot of stuff. There's a change in schedule, and as you get better there, as that becomes more part of you, more
Mm-hmm.
automatic, you get a routine, then the creator space comes back in.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Hmm.
I can't.
Right,
So
right.
I'm waiting for that to happen because I well, first and foremost, I
Hmm.
just don't want to be tired anymore.
Right.
So the faster this happens and I can get back to creating, that means I'm now good.
I love it. I love it,
Yeah,
love it, love it.
yeah.
So,
So yeah, that's that's
um, yeah. So I was telling you that Charmaine and I did some talks last week.
hmm.
We were so excited to be with the Coalition of 100 Black Women, their
Oh,
chapter here
nice.
in Huntsville. So it
Okay.
was amazing. They do a lot of mentoring and so forth. So we got a chance to talk with them
Okay.
last week, and so that was good. We had fun.
Nice.
We'll have some stuff posted coming up
Okay.
soon,
All
so
right.
you guys can see some pictures and some videos and whatnot.
Nice. Nice.
Hmm. So and those, so for instance, example, those types of things. So this is the first. Is it? Yeah, it's the first live event that Charmaine and I did post COVID.
Really? Oh,
Hmm.
wow.
Yeah, I mean, all the other
Oh,
things that
wow.
we've done has been they've been virtual, and so this is the first time we had a chance to get out. Even when we did, our church had a program, what, about a month, couple months ago, and even that was virtual. And so this is the first time that we got
Okay.
out. I mean, back in the summer, I went to Birmingham. Went down to Birmingham. I preached there, so that was something. But us
Mm-hmm.
together was the first time that we
Mm-hmm.
had in person. So yeah.
Oh,
So it
nice.
was fun.
That's
It was fun. It
cool.
was nice to do it. It was like, get out there and talk to people, and
Hmm.
because you know me, I just
I was
get
just about to say it.
energized.
I was just about to say that's your element. That's your thing.
That's my thing. I get energized with that. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. That you were able to do it.
yep, 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 yep. And
Yeah.
we were talking about presentation styles. So Charmaine and I have different presentation styles, and so I have, yeah, I create my talk and I create slides, and I don't like a
Mhm.
lot of words on my slides, right?
Okay.
Because
Why?
people, no, I don't like a lot of words on my slides. Like I'll put a picture of an idea. That's what I want, and then
Okay.
I'll talk about the idea from the picture.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So when I present, I write out a lot of what I'm going to say, right? And I rehearse it,
Right.
but the talk does not go the way I rehearse it because it depends on what happens in the room,
Okay. Okay.
right? So when
That
I'm
makes sense.
talking and a person, you know, says something, or I see their head move this way, I mean, like, so Tanita, what are you thinking? What did you hear? What I just said? Right? So all
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden, that interaction that wasn't in my talk, and so I'm
Right.
dealing with whatever that situation is, whatever your thought was, or whatever you got, or whatever confused you, or whatever, right? And so
So it's more interactive.
I love interacting with the audience,
Hmm.
and because of that interaction, the talk, I know what I want them to get, but how we get there is always different.
Okay. Okay. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Makes
Hmm.
sense. All right.
So that's my
So
thing.
that's what happened at the conference?
Yeah, so that's what happened. And I usually, particularly for these kind of talks, so it was on metabolism and diabetes and heart disease and so forth. And so part of the statistics that I use the group to illustrate what the statistics are, right?
Okay.
So, 1 in 6 people in the country has a chronic disease. 1 in 6.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, six in
Okay.
ten. 6 in 10
Six and
people
10.
in,
Okay.
yeah. All right, so 60%. So people are coming into the room, and so I'm counting them. So I'm giving them numbers. Okay, you're number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now you're new. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So I start my talk. When I get to that part, I said,
Mm.
okay, everybody who has a number from 1 to 6, stand up.
Okay.
So now I've got the room participating in the talk, right? So that's
Okay.
not just
Okay.
sitting, right?
Been there.
And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
right, they're part of it. And so, okay, well, now look around, right? That's what 6 out of 10 looks like,
Mm, mm.
right? This is the number of people, right? And they're telling me it's going to get more people, and so we go into that process. So I think, I think for me, the energy that comes with people interacting with the talk is amazing.
Okay.
Like when they're just
Okay.
sitting there, just like,
Yeah, I'm one of those. Like, I don't know, just it's like wah wah wah.
right. So I don't like that. I don't like that. So, so I don't want to be the peanut teacher. I want you to like, I
Yeah.
want you to get the
Yeah.
data, and I don't try to get people to get all the data, right? If they want
Okay.
all the data, they can go read,
Right. Right.
right? So if they want to know about metabolism and diabetes and hypertension, they can go read a document, because there are books and articles and
Yeah.
websites and all that stuff, right? So what
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to do is I want them to get something practical from me. So
Okay.
what are the 3 things that I need to know when I walk out of this room right now? What are 3 things? There's a million stuff that I could know, and there are
Mm,
many things that he probably said. But what are the
mm.
3 things that I need to walk away with?
Okay.
And so those are the
So
things. So
that's
I'm
what you
telling you all
try
this
to.
data, and we got all the slides, and we're talking about all the pictures. But when you walk out, okay, this is what I want you to walk out with. Hey, I went to this talk with Dr. Wood. What did he say? Well, he said a bunch of things, but it's boom, 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 boom. That's it.
Those 3 things.
Those 3
Okay.
things. Yeah.
Okay.
So see, and you see,
That's
see,
cool.
notice how energetic I just got
I know you like that. You like that. You like to teach.
I love to teach. I love to teach.
Yeah,
I love to
it's
teach.
fun. It's fun to see someone understand what you're trying to um, tell them. They get it, and then they start asking questions, and then that's when it becomes like, oh, this is great. 'Cause now we can have a conversation.
Exactly. Like, ah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, yeah. So,
uh, so yeah,
mm-mm.
so that's been fun. And then, so I've been doing some more things at church with the media
Mhm.
team. Shout out media team, everybody. Um, so that's also been good. That's also been fun, because
Mhm.
it just,
Mhm. Mhm.
you know, you should move down here. You can come
Yes.
work with us.
To do a
Work on the media
schedule
team.
it?
No,
The what? Media?
work on the media team. Yeah, at church.
What are we doing? What does media people do?
They video, they
Okay.
do graphics, they do design, they do lighting, they do setup. I mean, set design. They do streaming like I'm doing right now. They produce
That's
the
all like a
show.
whole bunch of new learning stuff. My brain is full right now. But the moving part sounds nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot. But shoot, they do remote, so I mean.
Hey, that's right. Everybody's learning how to do remote stuff.
Don't need me in the office.
Yeah, one thing, it's talking remote. One of the things that I'm hoping to get into is remote producing shows remotely for people.
Really? Well, how do you do that? Like, what they give you a concept and what? I mean, what do you do? What does that
Um,
entail?
well, interesting. So, for instance, let's say you wanted to do a podcast,
Mm-hmm.
right? So right now, both of us are on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
But if you wanted to be the person doing the presentation, whatever your topic is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would design the set, right? Design the
Mm-hmm.
screens, design the scenes. You'd give me your whatever you wanted on the screen. I'd create all of that, and then just
Mm-hmm.
like you signed, like just like you dialed in tonight, you would
Mm-hmm.
dial
Mm-hmm.
in, and I would be off the screen, and it'd just be you. So you just be doing your thing, and I'll be
Oh.
changing the scenes for you, putting up your graphics for you,
Oh. And
playing
remote.
music if you remotely.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a big thing.
That's
It's a
so
big thing.
cool.
Mhm.
Listen, remote. I mean, that's the one great thing COVID did.
Yep.
Let everything go remote. Like everybody figured out really how to
Hmm.
do things on the computer, like
Right.
solely, you know.
Yes.
So that's the only thing. Okay. That COVID did.
Well, COVID did some other things. I mean, did some other things. I mean,
Yeah, like what? Like
nobody
where?
want, huh?
What? What are the things that the positive things that came out of COVID on
Okay,
a
so
large scale other than individually? Like what?
okay. So one, you just mentioned this whole idea of remote, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we are more connected
Mm-hmm.
post COVID than we were pre COVID. Okay,
True. That's fine.
we've learned how to do things efficiently, more efficiently
Okay.
post
Okay.
COVID than pre
Okay.
COVID. The world has realized the important things post COVID.
Right. People less frivolous. All right.
Right.
Okay.
When I say the important things, people are realizing like there are people who, and we've mentioned this here on the show. There are people who have been in jobs for years that they hated. They've been doing things for years they hated. They've been in
Right.
relationships. They've been in positions. They've been in
Yeah.
homes. They've been in that they
Mm-hmm.
hated. And COVID's like, dude, I can be gone tomorrow. So I'm not doing this no more. Let me go
Right.
do. Let me go do the stuff that I really want to do. Right.
Everyone do. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So
Made you
it
assess.
made you assess. COVID made us along the same lines, but a little different spin on it. It made us put things in place and connect with people
Mm-hmm.
that we weren't connecting with before. So it made us, for instance, it made us have family worship when we weren't doing that before. It made us
Right.
sit
Right.
down at the
Right.
table and eat together when we weren't doing that before, right? And all
Right.
of a sudden,
Right.
there are
Right.
these new connections and these new things that people are doing. And I think the final thing that COVID, not final, but one of the things also that COVID made us do is COVID made us look at our health and our mindset. Look at our health, both physical and mental, in a
Mentally.
different way. So if you
Yeah.
look online, right, the wellness space is, I mean, it is exploding. And it's
Yeah.
exploding because people are like, man, I got to get better. I got to get well. I got to work on my brain. I got to work on my mindset. I've got to work on my body. I've got to get my blood sugar under control, my cholesterol, because I want to be here. Because man, when I was
Right.
when I got sick with COVID, I was almost gone. So no, I'm not doing that no more. So all those things are what things that COVID did, and nobody wants to. It's kind of like somebody who has a heart attack, right? Who then all of a sudden post heart attack, if you look at them pre heart attack and post heart attack, I mean pre heart attack they're all chubby and big and they're
Mhm.
slow and whatever, and post heart attack, I mean they're chiseled and they're in the gym and they're
They
eating
look
better.
good. Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
nobody wants to have a heart attack for that to happen, right? Nobody would say,
Right.
"Hey, let me have a heart attack so I can get better," right?
Mm-hmm.
But
But
post heart attack, people said, "Man, I'm so glad that that heart attack happened because it focused me and look at me now." So
yeah,
nobody wanted
yeah,
COVID to
that's true.
happen, but COVID did things. I mean, it did some bad things. I mean, and we still have
Yeah,
not figured out all the things that COVID did. I was
negatively.
talking to a young lady this week who was a
Hmm.
student,
Hmm.
and um, she said, COVID robbed us, and I'm paraphrasing her words. COVID robbed us of 3 years, I think is what she said. Robbed us of 3 years of development, of interpersonal development. We have more anxiety than we had before, and then people more than people before us, and
Hmm.
so we are going into this space, and she's a senior, high school senior, and we're going into the space with this baggage that came from COVID that nobody really knows anything about yet,
Hmm.
right? Because remember, when things happen, I mean, when disasters happen, when um, different things happen in society, we don't find out what those things really mean until years later. And now
Later,
we're looking back on those people who went through it, and we're like, man,
right,
man, look at these people who went through 9/11, who were at ground zero, people who, right? Look at what they have going on in their lives, and we can trace
right,
all of that back to 9/11, right?
right, right.
Because when 9/11 came, all of us were traumatized,
Hmm.
but there are
Hmm.
people who were in different aspects of the 9/11 disasters who we are now
Hmm.
looking back, I mean, medically, mentally,
Yeah.
emotionally, in terms of relationship, who are
Hmm.
having issues. I mean, even, I mean, people who breathed in all
Yeah.
the
The
dust
smoke
from
and
9/11,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
so this is years
yeah, it's
later that
true.
we're figuring that out.
Yeah. So like to her point, then yeah, it's gonna be a couple of years before we really find out what COVID actually did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, you point out
So
some good things though, a lot of them. I didn't think about it that way. I just figured,
yeah, yeah. I guess because I did a show on, I forgot what I called it. I think it was the things that COVID did. I forgot the exact title. So I need to revisit that and go back and
Take a
do some
look at it.
research and do another show on that. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So okay, so the journals, no new journals yet, but there still
I
how many?
posted one
Like nine?
more. Huh?
How many are left
Say again?
to be done?
I have a few.
A few. Okay.
I posted one more. It's called Why Not You?
Why
So
not
that's
you?
up
Okay.
there. So I have two more that in the midst of the tiredness, my finger might hit the post button. So I have two more, and then I have a few more that I'm still creating.
Right.
They're in queue.
They're
So
cute.
yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah, so
I love
they're
it.
there. I'm doing it slowly but surely. They're coming out. I was actually speaking to one of my friends from way back when I worked at remember I worked at Village Care, and I was telling him about it. He was like, "Oh my God, it's so good." I'm like,
Hmm.
"Yeah."
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So they're there. They're there for you
They're
guys.
there.
Take a
Okay.
look.
So people can get out there, and those are all on Amazon, right?
Yes, they are all on Amazon.
Okay. And so this makes how many?
6,
Six. Okay.
right?
That's not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yep, 6. 6.
Look at you.
Yeah. It's growing. It's growing.
Hmm.
Yep.
You are. and I'm doing something here on this side while we're talking.
Sure, sure, sure.
Creating a new scene. That's what I love. So we use Ecamm. So just shout out to Ecamm. Um, so I'm using Ecamm to do this, and
Hmm.
it's really nice because let me see if I can do this real quick and pop it to you. So this is what this. Oh, let me change this one.
Okay.
So while we were talking,
Uh-huh.
so I gotta change that. Sorry. Okay, so so this one you're gonna have to back up a little bit when I put this on the screen.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut your head off. Boom. There you go.
Ooh. See if my arm's long enough.
So anyway, so yes, I was doing that while we were talking. Let's see, publish and then back there. Publish. Yeah. Okay. All right. And of course, let me go back to this other one and come back. You have to come back.
I come back in.
Like that. This one. Okay. That's just me messing around. Yeah. So
Yeah.
on the behind the scenes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're talking about the about the journals,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
so yeah. So once we get through this season, then I guess we'll hear more about what's going on and more of what you're doing.
Yes.
Okay.
You will. I have a whole story about the other thing,
Mm-hmm.
guys. When you have what I know. I'm sorry. I'm tired. What is it? Um, when you tell yourself a story about who you are and what you can do, and you start doing it, and you see the fruits of your labor about this new person, let me tell you the fear that pops up. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to talk about that. This is going to be a whole topic. So, yes, after the tired phase, we're
There we
back
go.
to talking about all the other stuff.
Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. So please go out there and look at the those journals for Danita. You can follow her on Instagram at Danita_Wood. At Danita_Wood. That's on Instagram. Um, and on Instagram, they can click on a link to get to your Amazon.
Yes,
Is that right?
yes.
Okay.
They go into
So
my bio, you'll see it there. Yes,
okay.
yes,
So
yes.
make sure you do that and let her know that that you appreciate what she's doing by supporting her. Um, if you go over to any of our social media, Dwayne Wood MD, that's what you see at Dwayne Wood MD, our YouTube channel. We're doing a new series now on letting go. I had an experience, and you guys heard me talking about the whitewater rafting here
Mm-hmm.
on the show, and so that has been an experience that I've been coming up with different things that I'm learning, and one of this is letting go. So we did on our show how to let go of the past. Coming up on this Monday, we're going to talk about how to let go of fear, right? How to let go of fear, and we've got a series that we're doing probably for the next 8 weeks or so. So make sure you do that. And then get over to our website, DwayneWoodMD.com, DwayneWoodMD.com, and you'll see all of the other features and other things that we have to offer. All right, cool. So, Danita, what do we want people to take away from tonight? What do you think? What's a call to action or
Get some rest. If your body tells you to go to sleep,
yeah? I love it. Get some rest. Get
go
some
to
rest.
sleep.
All right, go to sleep. Well, guys, this
Yeah.
is Into the Woods, and if you've not already done so, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be alerted when we do put new videos up and other things that we that we will do in the future. If you know someone who may benefit from any of the conversations that we've had, go ahead and help them to subscribe as well and to hit the notification bell. Give us a thumbs up for this. And if you are in a season of your life, if you're in a season of your life, so Danita's in a season right now. If you're in a season in your life, in the chat, I want you to put #season, #season. Okay, and remember that seasons. The reason they call seasons is because they come and they go. They come and they go.
Yeah.
That's what a season is. And so don't make drastic decisions in the midst of a season that just because you think the season isn't going the way you want it to, because it's going to change. It's going to change. Just make sure you hunker down and do the things that you need to do to be consistent in what you're aiming to achieve. Okay. Once again, we are heading into month number 5, right? Month number 5 of the year. And 2023, we said, is going to be the year for us. We're not allowing things to happen to us anymore. We are taking charge, and we are making our lives the way we want them to be. So this is Dwayne.
This is Danita, everyone. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for being here. All right. And let's get down there.